yo. We feature all local, independent, underground artists. When I say local, I just mean local. Like the ones that live next door to you that you ain't heard yet. Feel me? Yeah, the slept on motherfuckers, the overlooked ass dudes, the underrated, the ones that's finna be legends, son. You know? Without too much more fucking talking, it's a rap, yo. Hey, yo, what's good, family? We're back. But we're not doing a reaction right now. I want to talk a little bit about something. Before we get started, I hope everyone's having a good day. New subscribers, welcome to the family. You'll get a good idea of what we do around here today and over the next few days. When I get back to dropping reactions. Channel's about positivity. A lot of the stuff we shares an experience of pain, you know, a lot of emotion, and just fun, real talent. You know, there's no gang shit over here. We not about killing motherfuckers. We not about that. Drugs, except weed, because we love weed. It's not a drug. It's a God put that here for our enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it has a medicinal fucking value to it. It is with all drugs, but weed has a safe medicinal value to it. So, but we're not about that gang. We not a clique. We not a squad. We a family. This is a family. So, if you've just recently subbed up, like I said, welcome to the family. Make sure you check out my live in a little bit. We got a lot of shit planned. It's gonna be fun. A lot of new drops by the homies and shit like that. So, you know. But to get on to the topic that I wanted to talk about, over the past few days since Snoop dropped his interview with Charlemagne. Now, if you don't like someone's opinion, you just don't have to listen to it. You know, you can simply move on. You know what I'm saying? Charlemagne the God is a straight bird. A straight up bird. I don't pay attention to none of the shit he has to say. He's allowed to have his opinion, and I'm allowed to not like it and move on. You feel me? So Snoop gets on The Breakfast Club, and he's talking about Eminem. And I'm pretty sure he was goaded into this conversation by Charlemagne, the bitch. That's what interviewers do, you know. And I have a video about DMX, how to handle an interviewer, you know, that's trying to bait you, you know, because that interviewer tried to ask about Eminem, and this was years ago. Tried to ask about Eminem, and DMX handled that shit so well. And moved on, didn't even touch the motherfucking topic, you know what I'm saying? But Snoop felt like he needed to speak his mind, okay? And so he came out and he said how he really feels. Now, we all know that on Bitch Please and shit, he's like, or what is it? Is it Bitch Please? I think it's Bitch Please. Where Snoop says, with my nephew Eminem in the club, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's always shown Eminem love. But that doesn't mean Eminem has to be in his top 5. Eminem does not have to be in everyone's top 5 in order for them to have a respect for rap or hip-hop. Alright? Do I disagree with the fact that people say Eminem is a guest in hip-hop? Yes, I do. Because for me, there's no guests, there's only contributors. Because hip-hop has been contributed to and pioneered heavily by all sorts of other cultures, which I said this on Twitter. I'm not afraid to voice my opinion because real ones will let you have your opinion and they don't have to respond or give it any type of energy if they don't. You see what I'm saying? When you give an opinion that you don't like all your fucking energy and you give it negative energy, you're saying that this person shouldn't be allowed to have that opinion. Oh, if he looked at the facts, if he looked at record sales, if he looked at this, if he looked at that, if he looked at everything everyone else was saying, well, guess what? That's not an influence on someone's opinion. Statistics, numbers, those are just variables. You know what I'm saying? As far as the music goes, there isn't a musical quality to Eminem's music. Does he bring bars? Does he have skill at doing it? Yeah, he does. There is no real message in anything. He shares a lot of his pain and puts a lot of emotion, and he puts a lot of time and hard work into his music. I won't take that away from him. But as far as there being like a general musical quality to it, no. It's robotic. He's not really stepped his game up. He's said it before. There's no one that can challenge me. I'm only scared of Royce on the track. That's egotistical as fuck. You know what I'm saying? The reason he talks about the hard topics is so he could stay relevant and keep the white people that don't like others' opinions, that like to cancel people, to keep them buying his shit. Now, the reason M has so many album sales is because the hood doesn't have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? The hood ain't gonna buy music. You know, that's why DMX isn't right next to Eminem as far as album sales. You know, because the hood doesn't have money. Feel me? And when we get money, we use that to better our living environment. Take care of our children, feed our families, stuff like that. Suburbanites, middle class, have money, so they're buying music. M targets the middle class with his music. That is why he is a chart topper as far as sales. Those people are going to buy music, especially music made by someone the likes of Eminem. He's white. He's controversial. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna spend a lot of money buying his shit. There's a geographical effect on his album sales. You see what I'm saying? Because of the fan base that he targets. He doesn't target the hood with his music. Never has. So, that being said, he's not going to be in everyone's top 5, especially people that respect, real musical talent. M is not a musician. He's not a musician. He's an artist, but he's not a musician. He doesn't make music. He's a rapper. Has he created his own beats? Yup. But does he mainly use someone else's music for his shit? Yes. Okay. There's a lot of guys out here that do it all. And the only problem they have is the distribution. So they don't get the album sales. They don't get those streams. So they're not charting on Spotify and, Billboard. You know what I'm saying? There's a limited resource as far as marketing and distribution goes when it comes to people like from my class, from my economic class. You see what I'm saying? There's limited resources available. And that's why a lot of these guys are trying to hit a label. Regardless that they got a vision and they want to see their vision through, they can't reach the people that they're trying to reach because of the limited resources available. So they hit with them labels, and then them labels start to control them. Then we get this watered down as trash because the label owns them. And they got to do what's going to make them money, right? Here's my thing though. Snoop's been making music, and Snoop's not a musician per se either. But that man can sing and he can rap, and you know what I'm saying? He's got swagger. He's got a certain type of swagger, but he respects music. Understand? So when he's saying M's not in his top 5, he's not basing that on money. He's not basing that on what everyone else is saying. He's basing that on his views on music. I don't fully agree with where he places M in his list, but this doesn't disqualify him from talking about music. This shouldn't have the Staniverse trying to cancel him. This shouldn't have people butt hurt. Because when you don't allow someone their opinion, and you alienate someone because of their opinion or their views, you're the definition of a bigot. Now let me clarify something. Racist and bigot are two completely different words that mean two completely different things. I'm just real sick of this cancel culture mentality, and then what really bothers me is the people that are saying, "Oh, everyone's opinions matter. You can't cancel someone for their opinion." Are butthurt right now because Snoop doesn't have M in their top 5. M is in my top 5 because I stand Slim Shady. I did. Do I stand Marshall? Nope. There was a certain point in time, and I'm not going to pinpoint it because that's my view and my opinion, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if y'all really like it or not, but that's me, and I don't have to voice it. There was a point in time where M stopped making music that was enjoyable for me to listen to. It became robotic, and like I said, there's no real challenge. He doesn't change up. He hasn't really changed up the flow. It's the same compounded syllable. You know, I mean, they're fast hitting bars. His lyrics always cut deep, you know what I'm saying? But the things that he talks about, you know, and the topics that he chooses to talk about, I don't really respect it anymore. Will I say that you should cancel Eminem because I don't agree with, you know, like the music, or I don't like the music that he's putting out for the masses? No, definitely not. You should not cancel Eminem. No one can tarnish that legacy. No one can tarnish that legacy. No one can take away from his skills. No one can take away from the fact that the man has one of the biggest vocabularies anyone has ever witnessed in the history of fucking time. Okay? So that gives him the ability to create metaphors that you would not normally hear, which gives him the ability to hide meanings inside of bars. So every bar, every line has 3 or 4 different meanings. The average listener won't catch and will just listen to him and be like, "Oh, that sounded dope." Well, somebody like me will hear it, and in my mind, I break it apart, and I know exactly what he's talking about. Because I was there when he dropped his first album. I was there when Infinite leaked, you know. I've seen all the growth. I've seen everything. I've seen everything that he's brought to the game. And the last decade hasn't been the greatest for M. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's no real musical quality, you know. Dude can't sing. Like, when he does try to sing, like, and harmonize, he does alright. But it's not his bag, you know? So he's not really he doesn't bring range and versatility, you know what I'm saying? He has his one thing. He has his one, you know what I mean? Yeah, does he do other things like make clothes and have a record label and all that shit? Yeah. I'm not talking about that as far as versatility. I'm talking about versatility in his music, you know, and range in his music. You know, like, he's really stuck in that Eminem box. You know, what everyone expects from him is what he brings, you know? And a lot of rappers, especially legends, you know, that came up with listening to every fucking thing there is, you know what I'm saying, are gonna start to see that, like, there's not really been a lot of change and a lot of growth. There's not a lot of range. And that is going to affect their views on where he stands against other rappers or other artists in this culture. Okay? There's a basis on these on these views and on these opinions. And it's not money. It's not how much you sold. Because when you target a certain fan base, you're only going. It's like a fish in a tank. You put a goldfish in a small tank, it's gonna stay small forever. But a goldfish is a carp, and they can get this big. Okay? If you put it in a fucking aquarium, it's gonna get big, right? the same thing when you're targeting a fan base. You can only grow as big as your fan base is going to let you. So these artists that have a limited resources as far as marketing and distribution, they're targeting their geographical area, okay? And most of them are from the hood. The hood is not buying music. So those numbers have no bearing on, should have no bearing on anyone's opinion about him. You know what I'm saying? You know, if anyone disagrees with me, you know, you're allowed to disagree with me. You're allowed that. And I will never hate you. I will never troll you or clown you because of your opinions. And we can talk about it in the comment section. I'm always up for that. I love that comment section. If you notice on all my videos, I've interacted with every comment I've ever had. If I didn't leave a reply, I at least hearted your comment to let you know I seen it and I read it and I respect it. Okay? So, before you go and hit the unsub button on this video, you know what I'm saying? Let's just talk about it. You know? You're allowed to have your views, I'm allowed to have mine. And this is my view on everything. I wish everyone would lay off Snoop right now just because, you know, he has a certain view on music. And his musical array, his taste in music, his musical palette is a lot deeper than y'all's. And these are facts, you know. Snoop's been around a lot longer than most of y'all that are tweeting and mad about it. You know, he's been making music since before most of y'all was in diapers. You know, he has a basis. There's a base on what he's talking about. Like, did he say it like properly? Probably not. You know, sometimes we, you know, get too caught up in the moment, and we got a guy like Charlemagne the God, you know, feeding us and baiting us. You know what I'm saying? Got that hook in front of us, you know, and says just the right things to get us to say just the right things, you know, and then shit just gets a little turned out of proportion. But there is definitely a basis on where Snoop's coming from. I don't completely agree with it, but I do respect his opinion. Family, get ready for the live in a few minutes. We're going to kick this thing off. It's going to be dope. We got 13 tracks lined up. Maybe after the 13 are done, depending on what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. After the 13 are done, I might take requests. So if you got tracks that you recently dropped or you want people to see, keep them shits on deck. Keep them shits in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? And when we get through these first 13, 14 tracks we got, we might possibly take some requests. But yo, I just wanted to talk about that for a minute and set y'all a little bit straight and like not really like set y'all straight, because y'all ain't gotta agree. You know, like I said, I respect everybody's opinions, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's a little much to see grown ass people that are saying to let people have their opinions, not letting Snoop have his, and being wild butthurt over it. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, we still rocking with them. We're still rocking with Snoop. Because cancel culture's fucking bullshit. Yo, family, it's a wrap, yo. Peace.